Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tonight, you're on with D Mac and Big J. We're still watching part of this game and we're excited. I hope you are excited. We're just in this game. We're sweating, man. I'm be honest with you. We're Lakers fans, but we want because Phoenix has been balling. We want them to keep balling. What say you, D?
Hey, I want Phoenix to go and go ahead and get these guys out of here. They've been playing around too much. Get them on up out of here. Because if they made it to the
Exactly.
second round, they wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. So,
Facts. Facts. Hey, here's the funny thing, D. As I'm watching this game, man, it's like the Lakers pull close, and then Phoenix
mm,
pulls off again. Because as I'm looking at it now, I'm like, man, wow. Hey, watch this, man. Uh, Do you realize that Devin Booker had? Let me look at my notes. How many points did Devin Booker have at halftime?
33,
30, 33 points,
33.
man.
He had half of their points at halftime, 33 points.
Yes, sir. I'm
I
like,
mean, he
man,
just wreaked havoc on them. Now, Caldwell Pope started to warm up a little bit, and
right,
then um, what's his name? Schroeder started to warm up as well. So that's what pulled him back.
right.
But overall, Devin Booker has been single handedly destroying the Lakers.
Yeah, big time, man. Facts.
Hey, what's
Eh,
going on, Adam? Adam
Hey, what?
says, "What's good, Warriors fan here?" But I think Suns deserve more credit. I ain't gonna lie, Devin Booker got that Mamba mentality. I like him.
Big time, man. Big time. Hey,
Yeah, I
big
agree,
time.
Adam. 100% on that one because yeah, he's been just totally wreaking havoc on them guys, and that's exactly what LeBron should be doing. Once
Yes,
again,
right.
it seems like these other guys, Dame Lillard and Devin Booker tonight, are exhibiting that mentality that LeBron is supposed to be exhibiting, and he's not doing it.
Facts. Hey, man, do you realize that there's been only one other team that won a championship and then lose and get ousted the first round? The San Antonio Spurs.
Really.
Yes, sir.
And another interesting little point came up tonight. This might be the first time that both of the LA teams got knocked out in the first round.
Oh man, that was man. I'm telling you, Doc, it's something else, man. I'm watching this and I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. I'm going over my notes and my stats. I'm like, what's
Mhm.
wrong with the Lakers, man? What is really going on? Let me see.
Um,
Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
like I said, no, I've been singing it the whole time. No bench. You have nothing coming in off the bench to give you any really good, effective minutes
Right.
while the other guys are trying to rest back up. And
Facts.
then AD trying to play hurt, that's making it worse for the team because it throws the whole rhythm off.
Facts.
When you're practicing and you're practicing to play the game with AD in there, and then he goes out like that, it throws the whole rhythm off for the game.
Facts. You remember what we were talking about earlier when we said that when we looked at LeBron James and the Lakers, remember we said that Phoenix is not honoring the 3-point shot. Now we see why. And if you look at it, they have four men around the basket. So when LeBron James goes to drop the dime down low, it makes no sense because when he kicks the ball out, they miss it. Now
Yeah,
KCP, he hit a couple of them, but then he went dry. No one else can hit that shot. Wesley Matthews hit it one time. After that, LeBron James needs help, man.
like I said, I sit there and shut everybody else down and let LeBron try to win the game himself. That's all they got to do.
Yeah, go ahead and
Um,
read Adam's question. Let's see what he got to say.
Adam say, I have a question. Why did the Lakers try to play Anthony Davis for 5 minutes? He didn't look ready, but I'll give AD credit. He tried. He showed that mama mentality, but he should have just rested. Yeah, absolutely. AD was trying to be there for his team, trying to, do his part, and I'm pretty sure he's been hearing all of the chatter about him being hurt and stuff like that.
Facts.
So he's gonna try to get out there and do something for his team. It was a good effort, but yeah, he should have stayed rested. But that's that competitive nature and plus a little extra fire from the comments.
But you know what, D? It goes back to what we talked about earlier. When you have pressure from a star and you on that team, trust me, in his mind, LeBron doesn't have to say anything. But in Davis's mind, it's a lot of what? Pressure. I got
Yeah,
to go out here and try to perform. Then watch this. He hurry up and got out of the game, right? Because
yeah,
I tried to perform and I can't do it. That
yeah,
shows you the pressure that a superstar puts on other players, man. They could even
yeah.
be superstars. That's what somebody said earlier. Can LeBron play with somebody else? Now we see no. Can somebody else play with LeBron? No. Because the expectations, if he's not hurt, it doesn't flow the same. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, they can if they're not hurt, if they're not injury prone, which
Facts.
AD is.
Facts.
That's the biggest thing about him. He can play with him all day long, but as long as he's hurt, yeah, they're gonna start looking for a big man pretty soon.
Yeah, we got 5:02 to go, man. 101-88, Phoenix.
Mm.
With five.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Those guys
If,
tried.
Le,
They
if
tried.
LeBron hit that three, it's on.
Mm,
But THT, did he put it back? Yeah.
yeah.
So that's up. What we got now? 11. If the
Nah,
Sun, if the Suns don't score right now, it's about to be a game.
they're gonna score. Devin Booker's gonna get back on.
Oh, there's the three ball. Crowder can ball too, man. This
Yeah,
series, he's been dropping that three, man.
yeah. He's that unsung hero.
Facts,
Okay.
facts, man.
Mm.
If y'all are Rob Palinka, do you get rid of everybody besides Anthony Davis and LeBron? These role players aren't fighting. Where's the pride in wearing the Lakers purple and gold jerseys and playing for the Lakers? I agree with you, Adam. I agree with you 100%. I'm not going to even say pride, man. Where is the pride just being an athlete who plays in the NBA who makes that amount of money? That's what I would say. Forget LeBron, forget the Lakers, man. You play for and franchise. Like you're right, Adam. You're right. You play for a historic franchise. You have to put that jersey. Well, you got a lot of people on that team upset, Adam. A lot of people. Look at it. A lot of people are not playing.
The wind's blowing out of their sails right now. Yeah, the role players are not stepping up and producing, so they're gonna have to sit down and have a meeting and talk about what needs to be done.
Yep.
All of these guys who claim that they're worth all of this, Schroeder showed a little bit of signs of life tonight, but where was
Right.
he the rest of the time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he would have showed life before, they probably wouldn't be in this position. So, it's too. What is it? Too late for him to show up now.
Yeah. Yeah. The Lakers are down by 12 now. It's
Yeah,
sad, man.
I mean, but it's a sign of a new time. It's a new era in basketball, and it's not including the Lakers being the dominant team anymore.
Facts. But watch this. Jenny Buss is going to make sure, man, that triggers are pulled and things are done to make sure that her franchise needs what's necessary in order to compete. She's going to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. Um, and so, what are other teams going to do? It seems like these new guys that are coming in are kind of stirring up the pot a little bit.
Right.
These older guys who've been in the league and they have this sense of entitlement. Um, these new guys are coming in and they have a problem because these new guys don't care about their sense of entitlement. They just coming in like John Morant, and they just coming in like they hit the ground running.
Lakers have conceded, man. They've given it up. On defense, they're not even hustling.
They
LeBron
gave
James playing because he's getting points. But
they
watch
gave up
this.
in the
Yeah,
third.
yeah, you're right. They're not even hustling, man.
Yeah, they gave up like midway in the third.
Wow.
Because I seen it was especially on those plays whenever they passed the ball around and stretched it out.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah,
guys
yeah.
ain't quick enough to move around like that,
Yep,
especially in the third. They tired. Yeah, they just stretched them on out. I like
yep.
that. I like
148 to go, and Chris Paul just hit a 3-pointer. No, that was
Chris Paul.
Schroeder.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
man, that's game. That's
mm,
game. Who do you blame? LeBron James. He just hit another three. But who do you blame? LeBron. He makes all the player changes because what he wants around him. So you can't blame Jenny Buss. You can't blame Palinka. You blame the king because the king is the one who makes the decisions for the kingdom.
the king got what he wanted, and what
Yep.
he had, he still couldn't.
Yep.
He still couldn't bring it home. So that weighs on him. When he's the leader of the team, any other time he's getting all the praise when they're winning. So
Yep.
when they're losing, he's gonna take that blame.
He has to. He has
Yeah.
to. Could you imagine, man, that the only team that has done this is the San Antonio Spurs to win a championship and go and lose the next year? LeBron just
Yeah.
gonna LeBron just gonna come and throw it down. Throw. Oh man, this is horrible. This is horrible, man. This is horrible, man. Oh,
Hey,
I'm
this
turning it off,
is
Doc.
this is what it comes down to. This is a learning moment
Yep.
for all the teams in the NBA who have been placed on a pedestal for so long
Yep.
that you expect to get those calls to go your way and all of that stuff like that. And these guys are not falling for that reputation anymore. It's like this is a new era. This is a new age in basketball. It's time for another franchise to be sitting up on that pedestal. So the Lakers don't have that same reference that they used to have.
Man, tonight was horrible, man. Go ahead and get this question or statement, D. I'm gonna go and look at the facts so we can
All
start
right.
pulling up some numbers and talk about tonight's game.
Yeah, Adam said, should the Lakers try to go after Damian Lillard? I think Dame is who the Lakers need. LeBron can rest, and you can depend on Dame Dollar. And Dame got that Mamba mentality. I think LA would welcome Dame.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh.
I agree, but
Mm,
the problem is you still have to find a big man who's going to go down and do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
had the guy from the Clippers. He did do a little bit of it, but it wasn't falling for him, man. It wasn't falling. So here that still opens the problem. Watch this. You know why the Lakers lost this series, D? And I want to hear your opinion. I
Mm,
believe they lost this series based on a lack of defense. In
mm,
my opinion, they lost this series on a lack of defense. And because they could not play defense, I've seen so many times to where the Suns went down court, man, and the lane was wide open. And
yeah.
watch this, the Suns wouldn't even look for a layup. They pushed the ball outside.
Hmm.
I think Damian Lillard he's tired too. Because Portland lost tonight too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are tired, man. So there are going to be some major moves in the off season. Some major moves.
The performance that Dame Lillard gave, if he would have been on the Lakers, then we would be singing a different tune with the Lakers right now. Um, yeah, yeah, he's something that would definitely help out LeBron. Um, but I don't know. That I don't know if that would mesh too well.
Right.
I
I,
don't know
I
if that would mesh too well for the simple fact that Dame has his personality,
right. Facts.
and how would that really mix with
Facts.
LeBron?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and
Facts.
we were discussing LeBron earlier. We were saying that people coming in and they have to fit into LeBron's system. Well, Dame's been having his own system in Portland for a while,
Right.
so why would you give up having your own thing to go and be a part of somebody else's thing?
Facts.
And you know, yeah, that don't make much sense for Dame, but who knows?
Right. Hey, watch this, D Mac. Going into halftime, the Suns had shot and made 12 threes, 51% from the floor, and Devin Booker at halftime had 33 points. The Lakers were down 21 in their own house. Down 21 in their own house. Now, wait a minute. Where's all those guys when you replay this video that told me the Lakers will rebound? See, they're not coming on tonight, but you're going to catch me
Mm,
in the chat tomorrow.
mm.
Me and D-Mac going to handle it. Because we said we was going to wait till the series is over. Bye now. Now the series is over. Now what? And it's not
Mm.
that I'm not a Lakers fan because I like the Lakers, but you can see there was something missing with this team this year. And I'm telling you, it had a lot to do with JaVale McGee and our boy who went to the Clippers, man. People don't want to think that, but I believe it's because Rondo had his own make as a player. And Rondo could have figured this Suns team out. I don't know, man. He couldn't figure
Absolutely,
Dallas out, but he would have
easily,
figured this team out. But
easily. And JaVale McGee would have gave you those offensive boards that you needed for those second chance shots.
right, facts. Fact, I
You
go
said,
100%.
you said letting Dwight Howard and Rondo walk was a mistake. I would have paid them whatever if it ain't break. Why fix it if I think letting Dwight and Rondo walk hurt the Lakers?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, yeah. I say Rondo definitely. Dwight Howard, they could have kept JaVale McGee and let Howard go. I believe they still would have been sound with McGee.
Yeah.
But either or, yeah, him or Howard, if they would have kept him, they would have still had some depth right there
Yep.
for when AD goes down like that.
Yep.
So I don't know if they were just putting so much confidence in AD that he was going to be fully healthy and stay healthy, and it just didn't work out like that.
If we go back and really look at it, D, we have to look at the aspect that the Lakers made bad decisions all over the place. Going back to the young guns, they
Hmm.
made bad decisions, and they're
Yeah,
still making bad decisions. And that's what someone asked. I think it might have been Adam. That's someone asked earlier. Would you want to play with LeBron James? No. Because here's the thing: if I'm a star, superstar, he's an all-star. What is he going to pull from my decisions that I might see as benefit or conducive for the team? Now look at Anthony Davis, man. He had to come out just to prove that I'm part of you, LeBron. Whereas
mhm.
another superstar would have said on another team, and I'm sitting down. We're about to lose anyway. I'm not going out there.
That's
Yeah,
why I said to Dame Lillard that probably wouldn't be a good idea because Dame has been running his own game in Portland, and if he comes to Lakers, he's gonna have to uh, bow down and humble himself and subject himself to LeBron James' system. And I don't think that would he wouldn't flourish well in that system.
man. I feel like talking about the Lakers fans all night. Just boo, boo. Learn the game.
What we still say, we gotta go high. When they go low, we go
Yeah,
low.
exactly.
You
It's
know, yeah, you kind of want to rub it in a little bit, but
yeah,
like I said, it's a good learning moment for everybody because you can go and you can invest in buying a super team, but that's not always going to work out for you.
facts,
And you
facts,
jeopardize a whole lot in taking that gamble. They gambled on it; it didn't work for them this time around. So
facts.
now
Cause you
LeBron's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Is he gonna stay with the Lakers? Is he going to, try to find another bit? What is he gonna do now?
facts. Hey, let's do this for a minute. Let's change the narrative because I can be on from all the things that were said in the chats, in the comments. I'm looking for the Lakers to just come out, and I agree with Adam. If you're playing for the purple and the gold, the Los Angeles Lakers, come out and take care of business. That is no excuse. I blame it on the entire team because it takes a team effort to win. And believe it or not, this is what I saw. I saw LeBron isolated and separated from the entire team who was playing with him. That tripped me out. He didn't believe
So,
in anybody. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
oh no, Adam said Lakers need a better defender. What the Lakers need are dependable shooters and 3 and D type of players. Definitely need a more reliable bench. I don't think the Lakers need another star. Uh, Yeah, bench is all. I remember back in the days. One of the big things that the University of North Carolina Tar Heels is depth on the bench. We would have three superstars in the game at any given time, but we had at least 2 to 3 guys on the bench who could start at any other program in the
Right.
country.
Right.
And when these guys came in the game, it was like we had more starters in the game.
Facts.
And that's why Carolina will always be in the Final Four and championships. And same thing with Duke. It was the same formula.
Yeah.
Depth on the bench. You have 3 guys on the bench who can start on any other team.
Facts.
And that's what secured us in the long run in them deep playoff runs.
Hey, watch this, D. Watch this. The NBA is in a position or a place of change. The change is about to happen. Let me tell you why. Um, when you have Lakers got to get more aggressive on offense, 100%. But let me tell you what I saw. Go ahead, D. I'll let you talk first.
They can't with everybody hurt and banged up. I mean, they can only be so aggressive.
Right.
They really have to, and I will give some of it to them not having time to really rest and coming into the new season so quick without really getting any rest. So these guys really need to sit down and get some proper rest and healing.
Yeah, but D, wait a minute, man. No one got rest. No one got rest. So watch this.
Mhm.
When you making $150+ million, you better go ice your thing up for a while, man, down there, so you can be ready to go. Man, it's just a ligament. Take some
But
pills, take a shot. I don't know.
But you also see how many people are getting injured too.
Right.
There's a whole lot of injuries, and just
Facts.
these guys, they have to take care of their body because
Right.
no matter how much money they make, when them ligaments pop, you gonna have to wait until they heal back. Yeah, there's no amount of money that's gonna speed up that process.
Facts.
So, these guys just have to take care of themselves better. And like you said, they've been in the bubble and doing all of this. They probably haven't been eating as healthy as they normally would.
Right.
And all of these things play into it, but they getting hurt and stuff at a alarming rate. And so, um, yeah.
Let me tell you what I see is going on in the NBA. And I want to see if other content creators are going to deal with this. I just saw Trey Young almost single handedly destroyed the New York Knicks. Now I saw Devin Booker come out and destroy the Lakers. 33
Mm,
points going into halftime. I believe he ended up maybe with 46, 48, somewhere in that range. What I'm
wow.
starting to see is the players that the NBA have overlooked the last 2 years are becoming dominant players now. So I agree, the Lakers don't need another superstar. You just need these players who are efficient and who are constant. Trey Young, Devin Booker, they're about to take over. And tonight you heard Charles Barkley say what? He's about to take over the league.
Yeah.
He is the next Mamba because
I
he just has that dog in him, man.
Absolutely, I can see it. I can see it. These guys are they have respect for the older guys, but
Yes,
at the same time, they're there to take their spot.
yes,
This is a competition. I'm not here to be your friend.
yes,
Yeah, I watched you playing when I was coming up, but now it's my time. So it's time for you to move over. We was talking about
facts.
earlier how the veterans used to would be willing and ready to pass the torch, but
Yes.
now you have these guys who are holding on to this little last couple minutes of fame, and they don't want to pass the torch to the next generation.
Let me ask you a question. Is LeBron James done?
I don't think he's done, but he's definitely not he's not as high as he used to be. He's been knocked down a couple pegs, I would
They were
say.
very slow tonight, man, on offense and defense. They couldn't get back on defense. Phoenix were outrunning them. They were slow. And they were slow, man, because of injury and age. Now, watch this. They had young guns on the team that LeBron had traded away. So if
Hmm.
it's not going to take a superstar, but it's going to take great role players. Still, what role players now watching what's going on in that organization, which has never been that way, are going to want to play with LeBron?
Hmm.
I'm telling
Well,
you.
LeBron's gonna have to he's gonna have to do some real diplomacy in this offseason to see what he can make happen. because that's going to be a real issue. And at some point, they're going to start seeing him as a liability. And
Because
they're
that
going to
hurts the
start
team.
talking
Yes,
about
sir.
they're going to start talking about getting rid of LeBron.
Yep. And I'll tell you why. The thing is this: if you have to make more decisions and your cap room is not right, and LeBron is the author of the ship and the one that you're trying to build the narrative around, what's going to happen is, let's say you go out and you spend a bunch of money in getting free agents. Now LeBron is done. Next year he retires, or the year after that. Now what do you have? A bunch
Hmm.
of old free agents.
Exactly. Nothing new, nothing to give your team that new boost that it needs.
Yes.
So
That's why
yeah,
Magic Johnson is saying, I'm excited about the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball will be. See, Magic is very smart. He's creating the narrative for the next generation. LaMelo Ball will be
mhm.
MVP of the league in a few years. Now we see Trey Young just balling out, and the media is giving him what's due him. Now we see Devin Booker, which he's always been doing, balling out. So,
Yeah,
so
Devin Booker's always been an all-star.
yes. I'm sorry, man, but LeBron James is gonna have to ride into the sunset, man. I love him as a player, but sometimes you got to realize your time is up.
You know, that's the hardest thing to see is to see your hero lose some luster. You know, it was
Yeah,
hard to see Michael Jordan come back and try to play again.
yeah.
It was hard to see
Kobe.
Kobe, man. It was hard to see them guys go through what they went through, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Everybody, that's a part of life. That's a part of the
right.
life cycle, and we have to understand that these guys ain't gonna be Superman forever.
Facts. But watch this, man. LeBron James made great investments moving here, right?
Hmm.
So since he made great investments moving here, he's already set. So I think what he needs to do as he heads into the West, I'm gonna try to be politically correct. What he needs to do is turn the team back over to management and let them make proper decisions for now and the future. See what they did when they got LeBron? They wanted an immediate results.
Yeah,
We're gonna give up all of our pieces. And I know people say Johnson or Big J, that narrative is old. Yeah, it might be old to you, but there's a reality to it. Look tonight.
hmm,
The Lakers were outran by youth and outran by legs and outplayed. That Phoenix team has some dog in them, man.
yep.
I'm sorry, they have some dog in them. So where do you go from here? What do you do? And I go back to what this should be.
Rebuild. It's time to
Yeah,
rebuild.
right. I certify. I got to go back to what was said. Lakers
Take,
got to get more aggressive on offense. How can you get aggressive and you're being outran? You're being outplayed. Man, I remember this, D. When I was coaching Pop Warner football, right?
hmm,
One of our players that used to be on my son's team played for. He just got a Super Bowl ring with Tampa Bay. He was our running back at the time, right?
yeah,
When we were little D, getting around the corners, we can outrun anybody,
yeah,
just because it was in the speed. But
hmm.
as you go up each level, teams begin to spread and shut that outside run down. Now
That's
you're trying to
it.
go up in the middle and they laying hat.
Yes,
See, it's
sir.
the same thing with the Lakers. Team now are scouting, figuring out. Let's play box defense. Forget everything else. The Lakers can't. They're gonna hit 8 3 pointers. That's the whole game. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut LeBron James out. Don't you think teams got this video tonight? For whatever the Lakers do, if they don't get any shooters, forget aggressiveness. If they don't get any shooters, still not gonna work, man.
Yep, they need to speed their game up. And
Facts.
you know, if that's the case, then LeBron's gonna have to adjust. It's not gonna be people coming to adjust to LeBron. Now
Facts.
it's gonna be LeBron adjusting to the speed of the new game
Yes.
because it's not all about him now. He's not the one who's gonna be pushing that fast pace.
Right.
Whoever they bring in to speed the game up is gonna be pushing that fast pace, and LeBron is gonna be setting up because he's not gonna be trying to do all that running like that.
To be honest with
So
you, D, I think Jenny Bus, and Rob Palinka did this. I don't think it had to do anything with Magic Johnson. And I think that's why Magic walked away because he
yeah,
saw the future.
Yeah, because when Magic couldn't do what he want when Lonzo was there, and he didn't get really have any say, that right there was a telltale sign of how much they were really trusting Magic Johnson to make those decisions.
Facts.
And I would have walked too. I would have walked
Yeah.
too. If you don't have any confidence in my decision making, you just want me there for a figurehead.
Facts, facts, and that's the thing, man. But watch this, and I think Magic is actually throwing it back in their face because every time you hear him, he's speaking of Lamelo Ball. See what he knows if the Lakers would have kept what Lonzo,
Lonzo,
eventually Lamelo would have came to LA and played. But
yeah.
since, so what Magic is doing is throwing it back in. You guys made a mistake. LeBron's gonna get older. Now instead of us having great ball that's marketing, we're about to go into mediocrity.
Yes, yes, and that's the thing right there. Falling into mediocrity. They would never do that because they always trained up their youngins. They always had that core of rookies, the ones that they got rid of for AD.
Yeah,
They would be training those guys up right now.
facts.
They would be passing the baton to these guys right now, but instead they hollowed out their core for one man, and that one man didn't deliver.
So let me ask you a question: do the Lakers fall back into obscurity?
Yes, for a while,
So
for a
then,
while,
so
yeah.
so then, my next question, Thomas, because I know you're going to listen. I know you're listening, Thomas. I can't help it, man. I wish Nine was on here too. But Thomas, my next question, Mr. Thomas, which is my boy, I like that dude.
Mm,
Do the Lakers look at last year and say the championship in the bubble was fake?
mm. I say it was. I wouldn't say it's fake. I would just say it's a uh
No merit to it.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like I won't call it a fluke. No, they won. I mean,
Right.
they won.
Yeah. But what
I'll
I'm
say
saying, but what I'm saying again, there has not been another team in history to win the championship. And see, this is a mark on LeBron James, and nobody's talking about it yet. So we're going to talk about it tonight. No one's talking about there's been no other team, D, in history to win a championship and get knocked out the first round except the San Antonio Spurs in 2015. This is a mark on LeBron James' resume.
I,
Kobe didn't let it happen. They went back to back back. Shaq didn't let it happen. MJ didn't let it happen. But the GOAT, LeBron James, allowed it to happen. He's not the GOAT. He might be a king, but he ain't the GOAT. Oh, yeah, wait, I said, no, I ain't going to say that.
yeah, that goat title is I don't really give it to anybody yet
Right.
because there's gonna come somebody um who knows when that's going to change that whole conversation again.
Facts. Facts.
And so when people say the GOAT and they want to argue who the GOAT is, I was like, well, we're talking the greatest of all time. We haven't even lived all time yet.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so there's as long as there's time still left, somebody else can become the greatest. And
Right.
so, I let people argue their points on who they feel the greatest is. I just, who know who my favorites are.
Right.
I'll say that this is my favorite, but I'm not gonna say who's the GOAT. So
Right.
he can people can have that argument all they want to, but as long as there's time still on this earth and the game is still played, uh, we can have that argument. So, but
See,
yeah,
but for me, I believe that the original name given was to Earl Manigault. And I believe out of New York, out of Rutgers
yeah.
Park.
Yes,
And
sir.
I don't believe you can take his trophy and give it to another man who never played in his shoes. Now
Exactly.
there have been a lot of dudes to go up to Rutgers and got busy. Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
Dr. J, LeBron James, every great star that came into the NBA made it their business to go back to Rutgers Park. I'm gonna say it like the New Yorkers, back to Rutgers Park and
Yeah.
play and show that their dominance were just as good. Man, they said Earl to go, I think was only 5'11", 6'1". He could
Yeah.
jump to the back of the backboard to the top and pull a nickel off
Yeah.
over the rim.
Yeah.
Man, that's real basketball, dude. Those are real hops. But because he got addicted to drugs and other things, he never panned out to be what some players are not really made to play in college or the NBA. But they will forever
Absolutely.
be playground legends.
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah.
know a couple from my neighborhood. These
Right.
guys uh did some amazing things on the basketball court, and I'm like,
Wow.
dude, why are you not on somebody's team? It just
Facts.
wasn't. They have the talent. They just
Facts.
that it wasn't their path. So
Yeah, you want to shout out anybody who was talking crap in the comment? Because I'm going to keep saying Thomas, Thomas, Thomas. I waited, Thomas. Now it's after the series is over, Thomas. And the Lakers got blown by a team who haven't made the playoff from 11 years, Thomas.
yeah, I mean, we
Woo! I'm going to do the
you
Mark
sit back
Jackson
and
shake.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to rub it in too much, but it's like if Mayweather was to get beat.
Right.
That's what I would equate it to. It's like Mayweather getting beat by Jake Paul or Logan Paul, which is coming up Sunday.
Right.
But you don't expect it. Like we were saying, you come in with that reputation. You're the Lakers. You have a certain standard to withhold, and
Facts.
you have the greatest player on the planet, arguably, on your team. You're supposed to, do that, but it takes more than that. It
Yep.
takes role players. It takes confidence. It takes a team effort.
Yep.
Everybody on the same page, a team effort, team harmony. They
Yes,
didn't have
sir.
any of that.
Yes, sir.
And, the teams that do have it are the teams that still in it.
Yes. And they're going to continue to struggle, man. And they're going to keep struggling because they're just not in a position. Neither are they ready yet to make that move. And I believe Jenny Buss will be on the phone in the morning because
Yeah.
there was too much lackadaisical play. But I'm gonna say this again, man. I watched Trey Young motivate his team by his play.
Yeah.
I didn't see LeBron do that the entire series. I'm gonna say it again. I watched Trey Young motivate his team by his play. All I did with LeBron was watch him complain the entire series. Complain. When he wanted a call, what was the first thing he did? Turn to the referee. Referee. He never got back and just made a push. So that's why I'm saying I think his reign is over. Now it's time to crown one of these young bulls, man, because they want it. They're trying to get in that position, in that place, to become dominant and win. So you have to look at this new generation because it just didn't happen to Devin Booger. Booger.
There
Devin
we go.
Booker. Yeah, I did the same thing the other day. It happened also with Trey Young.
Yeah.
And next year it's going to happen with LaMelo Ball. If he wouldn't have been injured, he would have did it this year. So what
Yeah.
we're seeing is the changing of the guard. Whether
Mhm.
LeBron wants to say it, admit it or not, there is a changing of the guard. This is the new NBA. The social media kids are about to dominate and take over. Why? They don't care what you say about them. They're not living in that shadow of all those old NBA players who care what you say about them on social media or how you feel about them. These new kids are coming out, putting the ball in the rim, playing defense, hitting the ground, and they're ready to play. What
Yeah.
say you, D?
Man, LeBron, he's had a good run. Um, he should be he should be proud of everything that he's accomplished in his time in the
Facts.
league,
Facts.
and he should go out with class.
Facts.
He can play a couple more years, still give
Mm-hmm.
us some good years, and just play, a certain amount of limited hours,
Mm-hmm.
and really start developing these guys that are coming up. I
Facts.
think that's what he should dedicate the next few years to doing if he really wants to wear that title. He should start looking more to developing other players and less in chasing championships because he's not hungry anymore.
Mm-mm.
LeBron's not hungry anymore.
And people
He
don't
don't
agree
have,
with that, D. Go
nah,
ahead,
he's
man.
not. He's absolutely not. You seen it tonight. You seen it in other series. He's not hungry like that anymore. He got championships under his belt. No, not as many as Mike or Kobe, but he still has multiple championships under his belt.
He
You know.
signed. He signed 4 years for 154 million. He got what he came here for, man. What folk have to do is look at the outside infrastructure of some athletes to understand where their mind is. When he watched this during the season, he was signing over in Lithuania or somewhere with a pro soccer team. He became
Mhm.
part owner.
Yeah.
Then he was up here with the movie theaters, getting all that together, work on his movie during the summer. So LeBron did just what he needed to do, and I'm not talking about him. He cemented his place in history by winning 3 or 4 titles.
Hmm.
That's what he wanted to do. Get AD here. He wanted to win one for the Lakers, win one for the Gipper, and he did that. So
Yeah.
now to put the team on his back, he say somebody else do it now. AD, and remember this. Remember, LeBron tried to give the reins to AD when
Yeah.
AD first got with the Lakers. Remember what LeBron was doing. In all the media interviews, he was talking up who? AD.
AP. Yeah.
Everything LeBron was doing, he was talking up AD. Why? Because I want to give it to you, AD. You got a
Mhm.
max contract too. Take it. And AD said, no, man. I don't want to play the five, man. No. Don't give it to me, LeBron. Take it back. I don't
Yeah.
want it, LeBron. You keep it. LeBron, there's too much pressure, man. No, I don't want to do it.
Because AD know that he's gonna be so hurt prone and he's not gonna live up to that pressure. So that was smart of
Facts.
him not to put that type of pressure on himself.
If he
Um,
thinks if he thinks that was pressure, D, wait till these fans, these Laker fans, get on his head.
oh yeah, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be real ugly. That's one thing about those Laker fans. As much as they love you, they will they will let you know their disapproval in
Hey, bro, that's some. Those are some serious fans, man. I grew up down the street from the great Western Forum in Inglewood, and
them.
those are some serious fans, man. That's why they were calling him soft and passive. Hey, he better
Mhm.
be ready.
Oh yeah. And didn't he have a problem with that earlier? Wasn't he
Yeah,
getting upset because they
yep,
were saying that earlier? Well, he's really gonna have a problem with that now.
yep.
He might have to put on a few pounds if he's gonna be continually getting injured like that. Maybe he needed to put on a little bit more muscle.
He needs to play his position, which is the five. Come out of the three spot and play the five. Come out of the three spot, go down and bang, go down in the low post so your body can get used to it. Subject your body during the off season to just being banged. Go play against some college kids over at UCLA with Rico Hines and get banged. LaMelo Ball did it.
Yeah.
Forget being a star. You're not playing like a star. So go back to being a scrub or rookie and learn how to develop your body against these hits. You can't be 6'9", 6'10", 7 feet running down the floor dropping each time. Like you
Yep.
just can't take it. They gave
But the
you how
body,
much? I'm done,
yeah.
man.
You look at the physique of AD and KD. They both are very, very skinny dudes. I mean, like you bump into them hard enough, you're gonna send them over into the second or third row. You
Yes.
know, so
Yes.
these guys, I think they got to get a little bit of meat on their bones, man. That's the
Facts.
only thing that's going to protect them from some of those injuries that they be getting because they're a little bit
Facts.
too small in the body. You
Facts.
know, yeah, I think that would help them out a lot.
I'm sorry. I like Montrezl Harrell when he was with the Clippers, but he doesn't fit the Lakers' identity. That's just my issue. Yes, he can bang. Yes, he can put the ball in the rim down low, but he does not fit what the Lakers need inside. That's my
No,
opinion. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Now, would he fit? Would he fit with another team? Yeah, but the Lakers, no. He doesn't subscribe to their narrative as a team. Watch this, D. I'm gonna ask you because I've been a Lakers fan forever. I'm gonna ask you a question. Who on that team outside of Caldwell Pope, KCP, really looks like a Laker? Have you thought about that? I did, and
Mm,
it blew me out the water.
none of them really. Schroeder does not look like a Laker. Um, who else? Kuzma does not look like a Laker.
Go back to past Laker teams which were dominant, and we can
Yeah.
even talk about Eldon Campbell. Eldon Campbell, He made himself look like a Laker. You understand?
Yeah.
Andrew Bynum made himself look like a Laker, except when
Yeah.
he got
Andrew
embarrassed by the.
Bynum was not a Laker at all.
Yeah.
He did not.
You know what's funny, man? You know what's funny? I'm sorry, but I got to say this. And I'm not talking about another brother. They called Kwame Brown a bust. But no one said a word about Andrew Bynum, who came out of high school and just could not play and had mental problems.
Yeah.
No one said a word. So I do agree with Kwame. When I was doing my research today, I'm like, wait a minute. Why are they not talking about Andrew Bynum? Wasn't he a
Exactly.
first? Wasn't he a first round draft choice out of high school?
Mm, mm.
That's something else. But no one has said anything about Andrew Bynum. And I agree with Kwame. It was just all about, for some reason, Becky with the good hair wanted to talk about Kwame.
Yeah. Because they thought that was a safe joke.
Yeah, exactly.
It
But
had been
but
safe for over 20 years, and so
yes,
he just thought it was safe to say it one more time to
yeah.
know everything. And little did he
I
know.
watch this. I hold on. Let me make this call. Hold on. Hey, Stephen A. Smith, what's going on with you, man? Yep. This Big J on with D Mac tonight. Man, I want to ask you a question. Why haven't you guys said anything about Andrew Bynum being a bust? He's a first round pick, NBA. He was a high school 17-year-old, did not
Mhm.
pan out. Why did you got he hung up, man.
Wow,
He hung up.
wow.
He hung up.
Must be that signal over there. I don't
Hey,
know.
Kwame better call him and ask him, man. Why did
I
you call
hear.
me a bust, but you didn't call Andrew what Bynum a bust? That's a
Yeah,
trip, man. That's the politics in the NBA. And I'm gonna put that.
exactly.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that as the title tonight. They call Kwame Brown a bust, but not Andrew Bynum.
Ah.
Lakers lose.
That's
That's
gonna
what I'm gonna
start
put.
something else right there.
Yeah. What Tyrone say?
Said LeBron softer than Charmin, ultra soft. Let help should retire. He got a couple more years in him. I think he's gonna try to
Nah,
stay
that's
in
it,
until
bro.
Bronny come. He wants to usher in Bronny, and then I think LeBron will retire after that. But
But
he's only 36.
37, 37.
37. But Vince Carter is how old? 40 what?
And he
This
ain't doing nothing but just getting a paycheck.
That's it. But Vince can still do a couple things. He can still make a couple highlights in that.
Right,
But
right.
I'm just saying that to make the point that LeBron can stay a couple extra years if he wants to and still get some numbers.
But I'm agreeing with Tyrone on this one, D. And you know how we do it. That's what makes the show interesting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe that Bronny James could never be a Laker. I'm sorry, man. I don't care how much hype is behind that young man. He does not fit the profile like half the team now. To me, LeBron never fitted being a Laker. LeBron is just was a dominant big man who now no one's scared of him. Look at
Maybe
that.
it's time for the Lakers to change that whole formula then.
Right.
That's what I'll go back to Carolina because that's what we had to do after Dean Smith was gone and Roy
Mm-hmm.
Williams came in and took over. We had to change we still kept like the basically the template that Dean Smith left,
Facts.
but Roy Smith had to make it his own
Yes.
team.
Yes.
And so this is what the Lakers are gonna have to do. They're gonna have to recreate themselves.
Why do you think D that so many fans really did LeBron murals and everything wrong? They did not want LeBron here. Watch
Yeah.
this, because what that was doing, it was stealing a true heart. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was a Laker for life from
Yeah.
beginning to end. You understand? Magic Johnson was a Laker for life from beginning to end. And Lakers fans have that sense of family, man. I
Yeah.
remember the parades, man, with Kobe and Shaq downtown LA. And the number of people who were out, man. I don't think LeBron James will ever get that certification from the fans. I'm sorry. I don't care if he won another championship. It's not going to happen because you're Cleveland and you're Miami. You came here, man, for the economic benefit. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Yeah. The loyalty, he doesn't have any loyalty to any team, and that's what's not appealing about LeBron James.
Facts. Facts.
So yeah, he's going to if he does not orchestrate his last few years, he's going to leave off into obscurity because people's not appreciative of somebody who's not. You see, you if they're not what's the word I'm looking for? Loyal to the team, because look how they did um Kyrie in Boston.
Yeah.
You know, he
Watch what Tyrone says, man, and I agree with you. But watch what he says, and this is the difference, D Mac. What you just said, and this is what we're not getting out of LeBron. Go ahead.
He said LeBron don't have that killer instinct like Kobe. I miss the Black Mamba. R.I.P. Kobe and Gigi. I know we Lakers are spoiled, but damn, we play like crap.
Exact. See my point?
Yeah,
See, and
yeah,
what he means by that, rest in peace, Black Mama. What he means is Kobe never complained to the referee. We saw Kobe say, "Okay, that's what you want." Just like
yeah.
MJ, you gonna get it.
Mhm.
You gonna
That's
get it.
it.
I'm finna put. I'm finna put. True man.
Yeah, and he went and did it too.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
went and did it too. He would go out
Yes.
and he would go and he would let you know why he was doing what he was doing to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Facts.
But that's the thing about it. Kobe, it doesn't matter how many rings he already have. It's about being a competitor. It's about being the best, and that was his goal overall: to be the
Yes.
best, to win games, to win championships, and to be the greatest in what he do. That was his ultimate goal. It wasn't to if LeBron's goal was to be the greatest in what he do, he would not need to move around to all of these different teams to be great. If you have to
Facts.
move around to different teams to be great, how great are you really?
And see, that's my point, man. And that's what LA is so used to, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You ever go to a city where it's all about the high schools? Out here, the
Mhm.
competition when I was growing up was Dorsey and Crenshaw. I went to Crenshaw High School, man. You never seen anything like that in the world, and the alumni base there now is still strong. I went to Dorsey too for a half of a football season. Then I went to Crenshaw and graduated in '82. But watch this. LA has loyalty, man, to where even the gangsters represent the teams.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
exactly,
Even the
exactly.
gangsters represent the teams. And LeBron just does not fit the true Lakers narrative. I'm sorry. Should
See,
we? Go ahead. Go ahead.
the Lakers try to trade LeBron and find a co-star to play with Anthony Davis. LeBron is useless at this point in his career. I wouldn't say useless. I would say I mean I wouldn't really build anything around Anthony Davis until Anthony Davis shows that he's able to stay healthy. Because if you're building something around Anthony Davis and he's always going out, then what are you really building around?
Right, facts. And see,
So
and you're right, D. That's what I'm saying. I think the Lakers need to blow the team up. Nick Young said that. I really
yeah,
don't value anything Nick Young says. But watch this. Jeannie Buss wanted to get rid of LeBron James when he first came with all his demands. See, he did a
mhm,
42 fake on Magic when Magic went to his house. There was a
yeah,
lot talked about that Magic said in a private interview that LeBron James didn't hold to. And see,
wow,
that to me, LeBron James can never be the GOAT. Number one, he's played for three teams. MJ
mhm,
played for one team. Kobe played for one team. The Mamba, you have to celebrate him because he gave up his entire life. He didn't complain. All you hear from LeBron is nagging and complaining. This player is not good. I don't need him. And I will never forget, man, how he hurt those three young men. I'm sorry, man, they were rookies. But them young men were devastated when they got traded. And he didn't say anything to them? Nah, bruh. Nah. And I understand the Lakers' mantra we don't have time to develop, we want to win now. That's why I'm
okay.
saying LeBron James will no longer fit the Lakers' narrative because the Lakers want to win now. That's what the Bus family is used to. It's my opinion. Anybody else can jump in. I put the link in the room. You can jump in
So
with us.
so at this point, like I said, they're gonna have to rebuild. Lakers is in rebuilding stage. They're officially in rebuilding stage right now. As of right now, the Lakers are rebuilding.
Here- Here's
Um,
some. Here's something that Kobe never allowed. Here's something that Magic never allowed. There's only one team right now that you can look at and say it's only happened to one superstar. Guess what? Guess right, you're 100%. Guess what? And that's LeBron James. There's been no other Laker team, listen to me, to win a championship then the next year and get knocked out in the first round. That's a black spot on his resume.
yeah, definitely is. It definitely is. Like I said, all of the praise go to them when they're winning. All of the blame goes on them when they're losing. Everybody want to say that it's well, his other players didn't show up and this and that. Mm, Yeah, very well did happen, but guess what? It still
Facts.
falls on LeBron because he's the leader.
Facts.
That's how it goes. That's how the order of rank goes. Whoever's at the top, you're gonna get the praise when you do well, and whenever you don't do right or you make the mistakes, that falls on you. So it's
And,
on
and
LeBron.
and you saw what Rondo did last year or the year before when they traded them young cats. Right before going to play for Boston, in Boston, Rondo said that all those cats, their minds were all over the place. He said he could look in their eyes, D Mac, and tell that they were just hurt and they were
Yeah,
broken. So what he did, he took him to one of his old places that he used to work out in Boston, and he ended up working out with them young men, just talking to them, letting them understand what the NBA was all about. While LeBron James, who created the narrative, said nothing to them. That's why for a moment they couldn't stand him. But Kyle Kuzma was smart enough to belly up to Jeannie Buss to make sure he stayed there. When I saw the draft selection and Kyle Kuzma was there, for the ping pong balls, I tripped out. Go ahead, D.
see, that's the thing about LeBron James. Um, with these guys, um, he's the face of the NBA, so there's certain things that he has to be held to. There's certain things that he has
Facts.
to do to please the constituents and to please the owners and
Facts.
all of that stuff. So those players just they were just collateral damage.
Yep.
And LeBron, I can't speak for the man. He may have wanted to go and say something to him, but he couldn't.
Tyrone is on point, man. Tyrone said that's why no star wants to play with LeBron. They know they won't get the credit they deserve, and the media loves LeBron. That's right, especially Rachel Nichols. LeBron, LeBron, look, let me call his name by the right way. LeBron is like Jesus to the media. It's sick. You're 100% right because the NBA made him. They
Hmm.
put cameras in his high school basketball games. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. His pockets were padded before he played one NBA game.
Oh
Then what
yeah.
he did, he made the NBA money through free agencies by taking championships to low media markets. So what he did, he made everybody money and got paid. So they have to take care of him. There's a show that was done with Oprah Winfrey, and Michael Jordan said this: the narrative shifted and changed when corporate America came around. Myself, Magic, and Barkley. And guess what Mike was saying? If you were not a corporate type that as an NBA player that corporate sponsors wanted to sponsor you, we don't
Yep.
want you either.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
what Bron is.
He's
He's
become a
marketable.
gatekeeper. He's become a gatekeeper, and it's the same as in any other market. Whenever they start to lose their power of influence, it's time to move on to the next.
I mean, hold on one second. Hey, what's going on? Kwame, yeah, man, what's up, man? Yeah, Kwame. Yeah, man, let me ask you a question, Kwame. Why haven't you said or asked Stephen A. Smith about what's that boy name to play for the Lakers, D?
Bynum.
Yeah, Andrew Bynum, Kwame. Why haven't they called him a bust? He was
Mm,
drafted out of high school, first
mm-hmm,
round pick. Kwame,
mm-hmm.
Kwame Brown. Why aren't you? Oh, he hung up on me too. Wow, wow.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sprinkle some of my own cooking on that
yeah.
one.
Exactly. Hey, hey, mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. If you really want to change the narrative, do that.
Mm. Yeah, so these analysts, they're gonna give all of these excuses for the Lakers tomorrow, and they're gonna make all of these stat sheets and probabilities, but it all boils down to what we just said.
Exactly. Facts.
Yeah, these guys are just gonna have to rebuild their team. There's no other way around it.
Man, Tyrone got to come on the show, man, because I'm going to say, I want you to call Tyrone. Hey, Tyrone, listen at this, man. He says, should the Lakers retire LeBron James' number?
No,
No.
no. He
No.
hasn't done anything significant enough in LA. Now they
Yes.
should retire it in Cleveland. Yeah,
Yes.
because he brought them a championship and Cleveland haven't ever
Yes.
had a championship. They should retire it, but he haven't done anything significant enough
In
in Los
Miami, too,
Angeles.
yeah. Or
Yeah,
Miami, but not in Los Angeles.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't count that bubble championship. I'm going to say it
No.
again. Because if you win a championship in the bubble and you come the next year and you're knocked out in the first round, you're not a GOAT and you're not a king. Well, you can't make both of them anyway. But hey, let me say this. On this show, we're going to be comedic. We're going to be funny. We're going to change the narrative. It's about sports.
Hmm.
D and myself check each other to make sure that our verbiage and our language is conducive for all. You know, at times people don't want us talking about their heroes or their stars, but we have to be real, honest, and true. There's enough sports narrators who's lying, who gives LeBron keys everywhere he goes. And I
Hmm.
believe the fact tonight that we stated, and that's true and real, is that there's been no other Lakers team that have won a championship and lost in the first round the next year, and lost to a team who has not been in the playoffs for 11 years. That blame has to go somewhere.
Hmm.
Am I a Lakers fan? Yes. I'm not a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Never have
Well,
and won't be.
I've always liked LeBron. I always liked the what he brought to the game, the level of competition that he brings. Um, but his business moves, I never agreed with a lot of his business moves. And a lot of his business moves, although they did earn him championships, they put him in a compromising position now because now he's not that highly marketable superstar anymore. And so his level of demands are starting to go down, and people are starting to question him, and he's not comfortable with that. So either LeBron's going to he's going to readjust, make some adjustments himself, or he's going to have a hard time these last few years he got.
Mm-hmm. Bottom line. Bottom line. Hey, D, I'm going to let you get off, man. I know it's later where you are, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on tonight. I appreciate everybody because we had like 8 or 9 people coming to the room at first. But you know
Yeah,
what? We're glad that we're just glad people stopped by Big J and D Mac. Let's talk because you know what? We're trying to bring a narrative that's conducive to everyone. We're not trying to be better than any channel. We're just trying to be who we are because facts are based on the truth, and we want to present the truth. Go ahead, D, with final words, sir.
hey, shout out to everybody who came in tonight to support. And we're going to see tomorrow what everybody has to say, and we'll revisit this. And we're going to be coming up with something else. I'm trying to get this story together about the about boxing. We have the Mayweather and Logan Paul fight coming up this Sunday, and I want to discuss just how you have UFC fighters who having to go outside of the UFC to make a big purse with boxers, and what is it the UFC is not doing to pay these fighters? So this is up and coming, and I want to delve into that. But yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, Clarissa Shields is doing the same thing. A
Mhm.
female boxer going into MMA June the 10th. You're gonna want to see that fight. It's her first fight. You're gonna want to go check that out because I think it's gonna be off the chain. MMA is
Yeah.
going to another level because boxers are now saying, you know what? I need more excitement. I need more action. I need more and I need to be visually accepted by everyone in my sport. So again, from DMAC and Big J, we want to say thank you. You've been on with us tonight, and we truly appreciate you. If you have not done it, subscribe to our channel. All right. If you're going to watch this and replay it later, subscribe. All we're doing is bringing content because we want to hear from you. We don't know what to present unless you say so. Again, you know what I'm going to say, and you know what time it is. Be the best, and the best you will become. Have you got a mantra yet, D?
Nah, but I'm gonna find
Okay.
one.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Hey, so we want to say thank everybody again. Have a blessed evening.